Hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. Now I do want to say welcome to the family for all those people that have come in. I'm not dead, sadly. Sad music would start playing if I actually edit my videos. I don't know how YouTube does this monetization, but I might have to stop with the cussy words just in case, cause like y'all been subbing dummy mad crazy. Like I was looking every other video and stuff, and like I was like sub. I'm gonna throw out two videos real quick, cause I need to do y'all big body like y'all been doing the video. Come on, English. Y'all been doing the viewing the video, probably liking it. I haven't checked my likes. I've just like kind of peeped one of my older videos. That was like at 300 views. Like good. Those people new to the family, feel free to comment what if I did casually look at one that was like what if Deku's dad was Baku. And to be fairly honest, I'm not like not saying I don't want to do it. Now if a whole bunch of people's like do it, I might consider it. But all really what's gonna happen is he'll just know how to throw hands. And that'd be kind of equivalent to him like being quirkless. So it'll just be like me me repeating a story plus there is a future what if that I'm like tempted to make. It's gonna be similar to this what if of like what if Deku was like full villain. That's gonna be the title. This what if Deku has a light quirk is gonna be similar to that, but just with this quirk. But I don't want to do that just yet because it'll just be him throwing good hands. So I feel like I'll be just being repetitive with a lot of my stuff. But with my videos though, I do plan to have a consistent format. For example, like with my other what ifs, when he's on the side of right and just, it's always the same kind of format to an extent. But just how the event and how people respond to the events are a lot different. Okay, so it'll be similar. Like for example, if he ever has an OP quirk, he'll pretty much breeze through everything. Everything will be good. It'll just kind of be like that. I'm sorry about this long intro. I just haven't talked, so I'm just trying to give y'all an update. But what I'll start doing though is I'll always throw out a video of hey, what y'all need. Just so we'll have a baseline of so everyone can just start putting what ifs there, and then I'll like start cooking in my head like okay, I'll do this or I'll do like this. I'll probably put a timestamp of when this starts so y'all don't have to wait this long. But it's just really an update. Thank y'all for who made it, for who's watching until this point. But enough with that. So the scene is set. Deku is getting bullied by Bakugo, like always. He learns that every man is created equally. He's a little confused though. Why hasn't he gotten a quirk? The doctor said he can have a quirk, but yet he still doesn't have a quirk. What's going on? Why is all these people so mean? They say they want to be heroes, but why are they treating me this way? This is unfair. I bet if I had power, they wouldn't treat me like this. I just, as he clenches his fist, screaming eternally to himself, I just want to protect and help people. Why am I being treated like this for being quirkless? Why? Deku ponders this, but then in a moment, quicker than a flash, no pun intended, Bakugo snatches his book up, destroys it, and he does the famous thing of telling him where to jump and how to do it. He considers this. He ponders this. More days pass, and his mom noticed that he has more bruises than usual. Mom doesn't say nothing out of fear of Deku just lying or saying, "Go, he fell down some stairs again." So she keeps her thoughts to herself. But little does she know, she'll slowly regret this. More days pass. Then the sludge villain does attack. I do not have a time period for this. I'm breaking character for a few seconds. I do not have a necessary time period for this one. But I'll just say everything happened up into canon for the most part when the sludge villain attacked. but there's gonna be a slight difference here. I want to say Deku got injured a lot more, but not nothing too severe. He just got tossed around first before the sludge was like, I need your body. So, back to the story though. As Deku was getting pummeled around by this villain, beating him maliciously for no apparent reason, just an unfortunate sighting of trying to avoid Bakugo. Once again, that's another thing he's done to me. If I didn't have to deal with him, I would be going through this pain right now as he clenches his fist, knowing what's about to come. And then he hears it. Almighty Smash. I don't know what it's called. It was like Texas Smash. I didn't mean to mess it up. But anywho, so that happens, right? That happens. Then the same thing. He talks to All Might, but All Might's a little bit different with this, right? Instead of just saying, nah, okay, I don't think you'll be a hero, blah, blah, blah. He hits it with a bigger nah, B. Like, he hits it even worse, right? Because he's like, yeah, look, man. Look at all that damage on you. You can't be a hero, kid. You can't. That's a no-go, brother. Like, you can't. Don't even think about it. He just transforms. He sees it, blah, blah, blah. Now, what happens here, though, is he'll help, but he'll take some damage, not a lot. And he'll just help just enough to inspire All Might, but All Might will still be like, you really should give up doing the hero thing, try to be a police officer, blah, blah, blah. That's where we'll stop with that part, okay? And now where we'll transition is, this is where it deviates from canon. What's gonna happen now is a couple days pass from this excruciating moment, and Deku says, you know what, they're right, I can't do what I want to do, I'll do this. As he's on the tallest building he can manage. But before this, prior to this is where we would have a flashback if this was an anime. He would be like, Mom, I love you, you're a wonderful mom, hugs her, asks for his favorite meal and all that good stuff. And then he jumps as he falls. He's falling a little longer than usual. And then he's out. And then he wakes back up, right? And he's like, where am I? What's going on? And then off in a distant corner, you hear, hello, my boy. It seems that the Hero Society isn't treating you justly. Am I right in my statement? Yes, but who are you? I didn't give you permission to speak. Deku shook to his core, but he still holds his ground firmly. I still ask the question though, who are you? And why am I not dead? Is this hell? Silly boy. This is far, far from hell. Or, I guess you can say this is some form of a living hell, at least in my condition. But never the matter. I want to ask you something. Do you want to crush the Hero Society? No, I don't. Oh, really now? As the figure in the shadow of darkness says, blinking with a TV marketer, with the smell of whiskey in the air. Really now? Let me ask you another question. Fine, and Deku says, with gaining a little bit of confidence, still thinking slightly dead. Fine. What would you do if I gave you the means to do whatever you want? Simple. I would reform this world. I see a very big flaw in this world. And he says to the figure, it's all for one, just to break the... I want to keep this kind of how I think they would do it, but follow me. He says to the figure, no, I would change it. This society is unjust. For people that are quirkless like myself, and for people that look like a villain, we are treated the worst. And that's clenching his teeth, remembering all the bullying he got. That's not right, and that's not fair at all. I want to change that. You say you're quirkless. Interesting. What if I told you I could give you a quirk? Deku ponders this for a moment. I would have to ask for a request. He said, oh, really now? And what would that request be? If you could somehow teach me how to fight. I put this version of Deku, he had balls, right? He couldn't fight because Baku had a quirk and it just didn't work. He really couldn't go to classes because no classes would accept anyone that was quirkless. And it was just a lot of problems. Like, it just wasn't working for him, right? So, I'll continue on. I don't need a quirk, because if I got a quirk, I'll just be begging for society to take me. Supposedly, I'm supposed to have a quirk, but I have no clue what the quirk is. Nonetheless, though, I want to learn how to fight. Interesting. Very well, then. I do need to ask one favor upon you, though. Yes. You will have to join me and my disciple, or one of my prodigies, and we'll just take it from there. So basically, let me explain the setup. He's talking all for one. Todoroki. I'll call him the hand guy. I know what his name is. I just don't know how to pronounce it because I'm like the biggest dyslexia. And then I'm gonna call Kodori. I know how to. I can hear his name in my head. I'll call that dude the portal guy. It's Kodori or something. Dude with the portals. I am so sorry. It's just not coming out properly. But nonetheless, the hand guy appears. Portal guy appears, and here we go. So with that being set up, so your room and board will be across from here, and we see that you like to study quirks. So basically what will happen here is he'll get a setup, and this will be kind of the format of how I will go for when this happens, because this will be kind of my idea of how it would play out majority of the time. But anywho, you'll have room and board, and I'm betting a building next to us. You'll have food and everything you'll need, but you will have to do me a favor for me to help me type. It's the convoluted. You'll analyze quirks and make things for us. He said, okay. So basically what will be happening here is he'll be pretty much having room and board and all that stuff taken care of, all his necessities. And he'll also be analyzing and doing science and stuff like that, right? So we'll just say, let's see here. If we're going in the story, the entrance exam, what happened? Let me see here. I want to get all of this together for y'all. All right, so where we're different is they won't do the where they're fighting each other just yet. For the fact is, Deku isn't there, so they don't have enough people to do it. Where, like, you know how originally around this time I would have already done the entrance exam, they would have done their fight, Bakugo versus Deku, all of that stuff. That doesn't happen. The entrance exam and all that stuff still happens, but that doesn't happen due to the simple fact of there's not enough people, and that's how I'm gonna justify that not happening. And now we're pretty much gonna start getting to around where the USJ arc happens. But before we get to that, we're gonna do a side quest, right? Where he says, your training will begin in a few days. I'd like you to get comfortable because it will happen fairly shortly. All Might says to Deku. Deku says, all right. Okay then. And so this happens. A couple days passes, and then he meets this female, this redheaded chick with a firm-like body, has a strong presence and nearly immune glare. And she busts down the door while Deku's in the middle of showering half naked. And he's all flustered, like, wait, what's going on? What are you doing? Why are you in here? He's all flustered, just panicking like Deku does. Enough of your squabbling. Come on, let's go, she says to him. He said, okay, I'll be right down. Hurry up. I don't got all day. And I can't rephrase. I can cuss, but just in case I can actually get like, ads and stuff on my stuff, I won't cuss. But but I want y'all to kind of imagine this female with a red hair, light skin complexion. She's pretty tall, but not like gigantic tall. She's just fairly the average female height, but a little bit taller. Okay. And I want y'all to keep in mind that she's very belligerent and her wording choice. Like she cusses all the time. So I'll say just know she cusses a lot, okay? So enough with that. They begin their training. So she's like, okay, so you're the peep squeak. All right, I want you to try to hit me. He's like, but I don't want to hurt you. I'm not. The second he says that, she does a somersault to his chest, sending him across the room. And they're in like a little training area, right? They're like in a little board, not board, but it has mats all over the floor. So kind of imagine like a dojo almost. Don't really worry about the location. It's fairly close to where they're at. But anywho, enough with that. So what ended up happening is she does that. She said, I'll say it again. P-brains, I want you to attack me. He gets up. Okay, you asked for it. But he throws a very weak, wild punch. She flips him over. And this process begins for days and days and days and days and days. We're getting close to 20 mark, boys. And he slowly but surely gets better. So she's teaching him how to throw a punch, how to take a stance. He's punching a bag. She's like, all right, she can actually draw. She draws on the punching bag. Isn't this what that boy looked like? Kodoriru showed me what he looked like. Should be about something like this. He said, ugh! He said, she punched him in the stomach the second he did that grunt. The second you let your emotions get the better of you. Oh, by the way, this character that I'm using is a fan-made character, not something I did, but it's a fan-made story that I seen off the internet. I don't know the name of anything, but I'm pretty sure you can look up it. It was like a really long, lengthy, multi-page book, basically, but it was free. So that's where I'm getting most of this from. This premise for it. So it's not 100% me. But enough of that. So she's like, if you let your anger control you during the battlefield, you will not make it that far. We are going against pro heroes, people that caliber. Okay? So get up, calm yourself, and remember what I taught you. So he takes some time. He starts punching the bag a little bit better. And training is going good. By the way, also, before this ends, he's also doing science in the background too. So he's doing quirk analyzation. During the entrance exam, he was doing some minor quirk analyzation during that too. He was doing a lot of lookups. He was doing all sorts of stuff. And so he's doing all of this stuff. He personally doesn't really care about bringing destruction and, all of that stuff. He just wants to change the world. But I guess the law just won't help him out. He wasn't really treated fairly. But I mean, we're for all treating him all right. So, hey, all right. He gave me a place to stay. Meanwhile, his mom is looking for him, but he did give her a note saying, don't look for me. I'm alive. I'm okay. I was not kidnapped. I love you. That still didn't put her at ease, and she's still searching for her baby boy relentlessly. The police are bald. She knows he's missing. Police know he's missing. And that is pretty... I'm going to literally wait before it's 20. But that's pretty much wraps it up for this part. Then we're going to probably get into the cavalry battle, the USJ attack, that type of stuff. If you made it to this point, comment bacon. 2.